How do you build a library from another time in The Sims 4? Well, sit back and let me show you. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. You're watching Just a Mom That Sims. I'm KT, and I'm here today for a Sims 4 speed build. This is for a Sims 4 story. So if you like to have fun and you like a good story, please consider liking, subscribing, following, commenting. Just do all the things. So I am building a library, and I'm doing these medieval looking builds, but I'm not really trying to get in that time period for real, but I want stuff that looks like it's not from present day. So this is for my fairy tale series for Beauty and the Beast Sims 4 edition. And what I am doing, I am building a 3 area library. So you can see I've got a big square or rectangle in the middle and 2 squares on the side. And I know I'm going to make it a stone on the outside. And when I found this watch that has the, what do you call this, like a concrete with the then stone on the edges, I knew I would put that as the face of the building. Now also forgive my stumbling, any ahs, and my slow Southern United States draw, because I do not edit voiceovers when I do casts and speed builds, so I just make my way through. Now I think I'm gonna actually stick to this metal roof that looks a little rusted because it really fits this build, and sometimes I can't find a good use of it when I'm building in stone, but this works. This door for rent really works with this build as well, because I thought it wouldn't fit, but with the metal on it, but it actually works. And like I said, I don't need it to be medieval for real. I just need this building to look like it was built a long time ago, but it has stood up against the test of time. So I am going to place the windows myself instead of using the automatic window placement tool that you all know that I love so much if you've been around. I'm going to use these little narrow windows because I feel like glass would be a hot commodity in this time. It probably wouldn't even be glass, it would just be like open windows. But other than this one above the door, I don't like the look of that one. There's none that would really fit what I'm doing. There's some open windows that have these prints going throughout it, but I don't think they're right for this build. I actually think this big window from Horse Ranch Pack could fit. So yeah, I got a theme, but I'm not just overly committed to it. So I see now I need to pull the edges of the center roof back. Now, in these 3 rooms, I'm building a tiny room in each corner of 4 tile room. Those are for the bathrooms. And I am going to have a toilet, a shower, and a sink, full range service. And I think that I am going to put like a lunchbox in here, but I may put a cooler. There is a cooler that came with businesses and hobbies for the Sims 4, and it looks like a wicker cooler, and I think it could fit in this build. I really just need somewhere where my Sims can grab a snack or something, because I don't want anybody starving in the library. I probably need to put some radiators or something in, but I'm not going to do that. I'm actually going to build and furnish it before your eyes, and it's not something I do often, but I feel like because I'm just furnishing 3 big rooms and 2 tiny bathrooms, that I can do this entire build in about 2 hours. And once I finished, it actually did take me 2 hours and 1 minute. So that was great. I'm not the fastest builder, but if it's something small or very simple, I can get it done, especially when I can make up my mind. Now, I'm also not being pack specific. If you all have tuned in, there are times I build with 3 to 4 packs, never less. But I am just using everything here. I don't want to limit myself. These wooden toilets work. Now this shower is a bit out of place, but it's gonna have to work. We're gonna have some indoor plumbing in here. At least for the shower. And this sink from the outdoor retreat pack is perfect. This mirror is a little fancy, and it is a metal versus being a wood, but it actually fits in this bathroom. I'm gonna put these little rugs under here, like under the sink, and then I'm going to start looking for bookshelves. Now, this took me a while and it was hard to do, but before I really get into looking for the bookshelves, I need to make sure that I have everything else first because the bookshelves will take me a while. So these chess tables from Outdoor Retreat also work well. I'm trying to make it look like some master woodworkers in the community actually stepped out and volunteered to carve out and build the stuff in the library, and this would have took them years to do, but that's why this library is so cherished. Now, what I am building this for, and I'm not going to get into the storyline because I'm actually putting this in my build only playlist, but I am building it for my fairy tale season 2, which will be Beauty and the Beast. So I think I said that before, but this is the thing. I did Midas King last season, and normally I play all of my games into one save file, but this time I'm going to have two separate save files for fairy tales, and that's going to include things that are completely modern, and it will also include things that look like it's set in a past time. And let me tell you now, before you tune in, I'm not going to be building the whole world to look old. Just where they live and these couple of buildings they go to. As the series progresses, I will do more builds, and I will ask you all what those builds should be, which build should come next. So anyway, in this series you will find a church that's already aired, like a medieval church. This one is called the Stony Library. Now, what I am doing is trying to figure out some of the bookshelves, even though they're wood, they look too fancy. These right here remind me of something out of the Scrooge books. Oh my gosh, the Charles Dickens books. But anyway, I want to put these bookshelves in and I'm going to line them up. I really want them to be stacked because if you have Love Struck, you can kiss behind the bookshelves and make out behind the bookshelves if they are lined up where they're not flush against the wall. Now, I'm putting these bookshelves here to hold space, but I kind of have an idea of what I want in this room and we'll see how it fits. But I do feel like my other room is ready. This room is going to be for children to play because, again, even in the houses I built for this series, they don't have TVs because I just feel like they're kind of living between times. So, and they would bring their kids to the library to play, to read, so they can read, really so that everybody can enjoy themselves. That's what they would be doing. So, we're going to do that. Now, this little horse ranch doll, I don't know why I have never seen that doll before, but it's been there probably. I just have not seen it, but this other little nifty knitting doll fits perfectly because it looks like somebody made it, which in the game they did. And then this little Osmosin doll from Jungle Adventure looks like it was handmade, and so it fits into this. Now, I'm telling you, with this dollhouse, it's a log cabin one, and I'm going with the deep reds, and this one doesn't really have a swatch that works for me, so I'm going to put this in here. Now, I'm going to switch it out. When you see the walkthrough, you will see some modded toys for kids, but I wanted to upload this in a way where anybody could upload, even if you're PC and don't use mods, or if you're on console. I wanted you to be able to upload this build with no problems. I try to do that with 99% of my builds. Now, something else has been going on. I talked about this in probably every video, but the game is flagging some of my game made items as CC. It is so weird. It does it every time. Sometimes it marks them and sometimes it doesn't, and I have to go room by room and delete rooms and undo it and then go item by item to find it. And when I have to do that, that's such a headache. But back to it, I'm gonna put some rugs in because I feel like we had some people that made these rugs. They crafted the rugs, and that would be a labor of love. But I don't know. It reminds me of when I was young and my grandmother would make quilts. And to this day, I have like two of the quilts that she made. One for when I was a baby and born, and I keep that. And then it's a big one that I can put on my king size bed when the winter. And it's those heavy quilts, the ones you can't turn over under. And that's before they had a thing called weighted blankets, honey. Those quilts were heavy. So I keep them for winter. But back to the story. Yeah, I'm just filling in right now because I have a pretty nice checklist for a library, and I still needed trash cans. I need one more desk, I see. So I got two desks, and I did put computers on them, y'all. But if you notice, I did use those computers from Country Living. I also added a back door to get to the big trash can. So I came back and spaced the desk out. My third desk is going to go in here with the chess tables, and it won't have any computer on it at all. It's just going to have a chair, and I want to sit that lunchbox on there as well. And you could just come to this desk and write or sit and chill or whatever you want to do. And also, when I upload, the cooler won't be there because I actually forgot to put it in. So another fun fact, I actually upload as soon as I finish building, way before the video airs. So you can always check out my gallery, and those bills are there to download before you see a video. Now, anyway, I'm going to put a gaming table in the center of the room with Don't Wake the Llama. Now, once they came out with Grow Together, they had the tables where you could do puzzles and stuff as well. That's really a table I want. I don't know if the llama one will switch, but if not, I wasn't willing to switch it to one of the tables I know works because the swatches were just really bright and beautiful, but it didn't fit this bill. Now, the last thing I am doing is I am going around and I am hanging up decorative things on the walls. I'm trying to find things that look carved out. Even this little horseshoe caricature, and then I have the little hanging banner. I do feel like there's something that would have been prominent in something like a medieval time. I mean, people still hang those things outside and stuff for decoration. Not me, but I know people do it. So I want to do that. Now, let me do minimal landscaping because, oh, I don't know if I said it, but I'm building in Glimmerbrook, and it was so many trees on the lot. I actually had to delete some just so you could see the bill, and then I realized I wouldn't be putting most of them back because it impedes the view when I'm recording. But I do want to line the building up with greenery. I want to put bushes right away. These light green trees are not like the others, so I know that I'm going to delete them. Maybe try to find a tall flower or plant. These big thick bushes are actually perfect for this world. Brook can be dreary, right? It can be stormy in the rainy season. The storms can get really bad. It can be ice cold and snowy in the winter, and it can be a really dark world, but it's also very, very beautiful. I feel like I'm closing in on most of the landscaping that I want to do, but now that I look at it, I know immediately that I want a concrete walkway, and I'm actually using the sprayer tool to do that. I actually prefer to use the sprayer tool a lot. Hopefully it's not too crooked. I'm gonna put these two big rocks on the side because I don't know, I feel like it adds a little something to it. These plants right here, I know they don't exactly match this world, but I don't really worry about that kind of stuff. The green tint matches, and that's good. And I know I put this one tree with the red in it, and it's a clasher with the rest of the world, but it's beautiful where it is. Now I need two chairs and living chairs. So I'm putting this little footstool ottoman type thing down as a chair. And this is from the little campers pack, but it's like a crate with a blanket on it that you can sit on, and it counts for a chair. And I'm showing you the front and back of the building, and then we're gonna go ahead into our walkthrough. I can't wait for you to see the inside, and I'm gonna apologize right away because I had trouble lining up my cinematic camera because I kept getting floaters for some odd reason. So I actually forgot to turn the grid lines back off when I restarted it. So please ignore the grid lines. But as you walk in, these are the computers that I was talking about from Country Living. You see how the little artwork on the wall looks hand carved, and even the Don't Wake the Llama game looks handmade. This is modded, and it's, gosh, I think I can't even remember. I was like the lady that makes the bathroom stuff like that. But anyway, beautiful. I got it from Curse Forge, guarantee you. This kitchen set is modded, but I definitely used a wood swatch of the creativity table in this room. And then, oh, this is the bathroom. The bathrooms are identical, but just to show you placement, I'll show both. Now, as you come back out and go back out of the room, you will see that You have a toy bin that's in a tin bucket type thing. Also in the back, those toys were just toy chest toys that I enlarged twice with the bracket key. But don't do it to the blocks because the blocks won't work if you do it. There's our desk with the lunchbox, and you can see another carved picture on the wall. And we just passed it. That's from the Horse Ranch pack. I've got painting easels, anything that you can quietly do. But I feel like in this point in time, you probably didn't have to be that quiet in the library. It wasn't a big deal. People also come here to like fellowship and get to know each other. So as you come back through, you can see that we could go straight by a little horse ranch sign here and go out the back door. And then this is the view of Glimmerbrook from our vantage point. So as we go through the view, I like to pan the world as we're leaving. I really hope that you enjoyed this build. Download it from the gallery at Just a Mom That Sims. And until next time, remember, keep simming, be happy, and always have a blessed day. Bye bye.